Right. Let's get right to it. Okay. Yeah, it said food shortage, inflation, and famine. Repent. Right. So you see the time we are coming into. So we're just gonna get right into it. We didn't got too much scriptures, but it's all right. Let's go move right into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it.
This war by showing an incredible. See, Maria, we are on the precipice of a global food crisis. God created humanity. Humanity has created every way to destroy itself, from nuclear, biological, chemical. But now we've waged a war. We've weaponized food. In the Ukraine, between the Ukraine and Russia, they represent 50% of the world's production of fertilizer, 30% wheat, 20% corn, 2.5 million acres of sunflowers, other food and minerals. They also have sand for fracking, sand for glass. And, you know, they have, with Russia's doing with their land bridge, they're also cutting off the Ukraine to the sea. They've taken Mariupol pretty much. Odessa is left. If they cut off Odessa, then they basically landlock the Ukraine and they can't export. They can't either plant. Right now we're in the planting season in southeast Ukraine, where all these products are grown. They've attacked irrigation systems. They've attacked train systems. And they've sent millions of women and children into exile. But let me say that we have provoked, in a way, this war by showing an incredible weakness around the globe and lack of resolve to protect the women, children, and the innocent. It started in Afghanistan when we left women and children behind. Usually women and children go first. We left them behind. And now they've sent millions of women into exile. If the United States, the greatest country on earth, doesn't stand up for the defenseless, who will? We will lose this country unless we love and build versus hate and destroy. We've given the green light around the world for people to abuse and exploit women and children. We've given that green light by showing our weakness.
This is Dapu 7. The situation here globally with food is getting worse by the day. Some people ignoring the situation, but those that see what's coming are getting plans together and making moves quickly. As the price of things continue to go up, as inflation continues to kill the dollar, that is what is affecting Americans, but globally. Every person out there that's trying to get their hands on some food is finding it more difficult than the years or even weeks past. They're now saying that we're heading toward a famine here of large proportions, and it looks like, by all means, this is going to be staged and engineered because they got money for war, but not to feed the poor. Period. Without any excuses. Doesn't matter who it is. Any 1%er out there doesn't want to help the poor, there's no excuse. Doesn't matter how much you're in love with them, how much you like them and their image. Actions speak louder than words. And we have a senator that just stepped up and says, we've never seen anything like this, that we are facing an imminent famine. So a U.S. senator admitting that we are heading into the direction of a large-scale famine that is being engineered 100%. So there's no one else to blame but the politicians and those that people have allowed to control things, unless you want to take the power back and do something about that. You see, hopefully at some point, hopefully this summer, we see people spring into action and rise. We need some kind of movement in this country to take the freedom and the power back, or they're going to wash it all away. Matter of fact, that is the plan, by design, and it's hidden in the open. Actually, books written on it and everything else. If people just took the time to find it, it's right there. So what's coming around the corner is all by design.
Before we went to air tonight, a plane apparently crashed at a General Mills plant, a food plant in Covington, Georgia. 6 tractor trailers were reportedly on fire. You're seeing pictures from the scene right now. This is the second time in a week that something like this has happened. On April 14th, the plane crashed into the Gem State Processing in East Idaho. What's going on here? Well, the story gets weirder. Food processing plants all over the country seem to be catching fire. A couple of days ago, a fire destroyed the headquarters of Azure Standard, one of the largest organic food distributors in the country. At the end of last month, a fire severely damaged a fresh onion packing facility in South Texas. In Oregon, a potato chip processing plant just reported a boiler explosion that sent workers to the hospital. Here's a news report on that.
Eastern Oregon, where crews are battling a major fire at a potato chip processing plant. Air 12 flew over the scene at Shearer's Foods on Highway 207 in Hermiston. We're told the fire was caused by an explosion of a portable boiler there. 2 people were taken to the hospital.
So industrial accidents happen, of course, but this is a lot of industrial accidents at food processing facilities at the same time the president's warning us about food shortages. They're getting hit by planes and catching fire. What is going on here exactly? Jason Rantz hosts a radio show in Seattle and joins us to put it into perspective. Jason, good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah, obviously, when something happens every so often, you obviously hope that there's no significant damage and certainly no one gets hurt, but you kind of write it off. It's not that big of a deal. Accidents happen. But when you've got well over a dozen food processing plants and warehouses getting destroyed or seriously damaged over just the last few weeks, at a time when the food supply is already vulnerable, it's obviously suspicious, and it could lead to serious food shortages. That's why some folks are now wondering, well, number one, what's going on? And you've got some people speculating that this might be an intentional way to disrupt the food supply.
Wait, may I ask you to pause there really quick? Can I just ask you, I just want to nail this down so our viewers understand. There have been confirmed over a dozen disabling accidents at food plants in the last month, over a dozen.
Absolutely, and we're talking about some really significant plants. The Taylor Farms facility in Salinas, California was completely destroyed by a fire last week. We've had 2 major potato processing plants in Belfast, Maine and Warden, Washington that were completely gutted, which is happening at a time where we already have a potato shortage globally. You were talking about the onion supply at that Rio Fresh, but it's not just produce plants. Last month, there was a fire that took out a Nestle food plant out in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and that's impacting frozen food brands like Hot Pockets or Stouffer's, which maybe you might buy if you can't get fresh food from a warehouse that just exploded. And that Shearer's food facility you just mentioned in the open, I mean, that's the only West Coast facility that they operate. So there is some significant concern, of course, that this is going to impact the supply chain. Now, to be clear, the timing is very suspicious. It's obviously concerning. Police are saying that these fires are due to faulty issues with equipment, so they're not saying that this was intentional. Either way, it's obviously going to have some significant, implications in us getting our food.
Yeah, I mean, an hour ago, a plane crashes into a General Mills facility. We'd already planned this segment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The onus is on people who think that's a conspiracy theory to explain what is going on. What are the odds of that? I have no idea. Jason Rantz, I appreciate your report tonight. We will follow up.
The name of the show is Dislabeled, frankly, because the name Star Wars was taken. I wanted to make
ties into someone's big agenda out of the WEF. Someone. This is Dapu 7. We've been talking about the supply chain. We've been talking about food shortages. But it looks like they're ratcheting this whole thing up a bit, and it's all by design and going ahead as planned. We're looking here at the Chinese economy as well, seeing it grinding to a halt as they're shutting everything down in this new wave, and their ports just got boats just anchored all over the place with goods sitting on them or just sitting at the docks, not getting shipped out. This in turn is affecting the world. So that seems to be orchestrated fully by the government there out of China. And then we see a lot of blame being pitched on everything that's going on with Russia and Ukraine, and that causing supply chain issues. Then throw in on top of it inflation and everything else that's been going on, stacked on top of our own supply chain issues that were sparked here on the West Coast. This all ties into someone's big agenda out of the WEF. Someone called Klaus Schwab, him and his buddies, and all the goons that go back to their website that track back to be a member of this big global thing that is formed. That's right, when you've got people from all these other countries joining this big club, I think you should pay attention. Now, they like to telegraph things. They like to hide it in movies. They like to put it right out there so you know in advance that it's going to happen. It's almost like it's part of the rules to the game. And in this instance, they're telegraphing within 6 months, by the end of the summer, food shortages en masse. I've talked about this and the reasons for this without just saying, hey, it's going to happen. We've looked at a lot of different issues, from the weather to fertilizer, things like that have stifled anything that we're going to grow here in America this year. The snowpack out there at Jackson Station, which is normally over 60 inches, was 2 inches. People got hell in a handbasket coming because they're turning a cheek to all this. This is real deal. I've also got my hands on some key information that I'm going to be covering exclusively tonight on the live stream. Information that dates back years ago that shows that they knew all of this in advance, and they actually have in this simulation that in the year 2022, this whole food shortage thing kicks off. It's right there years ago in this simulation. I'm going to cover that tonight on the live stream. Make sure to join me. Go on live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll find links below to DLive and Patriot TV. Hit that subscribe button and that bell notification to make sure you're getting alerted for all my videos. They like to censor me out here. It's been Dapu7. Much love.
All right. Let's give it all praise, honor, and glory to you. Shalom to Apostle, Brother, and GMS. Shalom to the hope for the elect. So as you see here, the times that we are coming into, man, we're coming into some time, man. People don't have no idea, man. Great famine and great death, man. You know, it's the title. But it is time to repent, man. Time to seek the Lord while he may be found. Because these things are coming on the earth, man. We don't have no idea what's coming. So let's go to Job chapter 5, verse 19. Hold on, let me go back again. I went back and forth. All this. Give me a minute. All right, let's go to Job. Chapter 5, verse 19. Job chapter 5, verse 19. He should deliver thee in 6 trouble. Yeah. 7, that should no evil touch thee. In famine, he should redeem thee from death and the war, from the power of the sword. Thou should be hidden from the scorns of thy tongue. Neither should they be afraid of destruction when it come. At destruction and famine, they should laugh. Neither should they be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For they should be in lingering with the stone of the field, and the beasts of the field should be at peace with them. They should know that the tabernacle should be in peace, and they should visit their habit, should not sin. Right? Let's go to Job 5, verse 19 again. It said, in famine he shall redeem thee. Right? In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Let's go to verse 21. They should be hidden from the scorns of thy tongue. neither should they be afraid of destruction when it comes. At destruction and famine, they should laugh, neither should they be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Right? Beasts of the earth. Let's go to Psalms. Psalms 33, verse 14. Let's go to Psalms 33, verse 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, and deliver their soul from death, and keep them alive in famine. Verse 20. Our soul wait for the Lord. The Lord, he is our help and our shield. Verse 21. For our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trust in his holy name. Right? Trust in his holy name. Verse 22. Let thy mercy, O Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, shall be upon us, according as we hope in thee. Right? We hope in thee. As we get it good. Let's do it again. Psalm 33, verse, we're going to go to 15. Let me see, 10. Let's go to Psalm 33, verse 10. The Lord Yahweh will bring the counsel of the heathens to naught. He will make their device of the people of none effect. The counsel of the Lord stand forever. The thoughts of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whom the power is the Lord Yahweh and the people who he had chose for his inheritance. Verse 13. The Lord Yahweh looked from heaven, and behold all the sons of man. From the place of inhabit he looked upon all the inhabit of the earth. His fashioned their heart alike, and has considered all their works. Verse 16. There is no king save by multitude of any host. No. In host. Yeah, again. Psalm 33, verse 16. There is no king save by multitude and host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. And the horn is a vain thing for safe. Neither should he deliver any by his great strength. Verse 18, behold the eye of the Lord, right? It said, behold the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul wait for the Lord, he is our help and our shield. For our heart should rejoice in him, because we have trust in his holy name. Verse 22, let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us, according as we hope in thee. Right? In thee. Let me see. Psalm 34. Okay, this one. Psalms 34, verse 22. The Lord Yahweh redeemed the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. Psalm 34, verse 21. The evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Well, I won't have to read that, but let's move on, y'all. Let's go to Psalms 105, chapter 16. Moreover, Psalms 105, verse 16. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He brake the whole staff of bread. Right, called a famine upon the land. Psalm 105, verse 16. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He brake the whole staff of bread. Let's go to all right, let's move on. Okay. We see all Leviticus chapter 26 and 26. Hold on. Let me see. It's at 26 or 26. Okay. Yeah, Leviticus 26 verse 26, and he would have, and when I have broke the staff of your bread, 10 women should bake your bread in one over, and they shall deliver you your bread against by weight, and you should eat, none be satisfied. Right, none be satisfied. Read again, Leviticus 26 verse 26, and when you have break the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one over your oven, and they shall deliver you your bread against by weight, and you should eat and not be satisfied. Man, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 12. Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 12, and the third part of thee shall die with pestilence and with famine. Should I be consumed in the midst of thee, and the third part shall fall by the sword round about thee, and I will scatter the third part unto all the wind, and I will draw out a sword after them, and I shall then shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comfort, and there should know that I am the Lord, like that I'm the Lord. I have spoken it in my zeal when I had accomplished my fury in them. Moreover, I will make thee wasted and reproach among the nations that are round about thee, in the sight of all that pass by. Verse 17. Let me see something real quick. It really against Ezekiel chapter 5 verse 13. Then shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be a comfort, and I shall know that the Lord has spoken it in my zeal when I had accomplished my fury in them. Right, in them. Look at that word. We see him there. All right, let's move along. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. Oh, like, wait. All right, let's go to Jeremiah chapter. Let's read that again.
Comfort,
What does it say?
consolation, solace.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 13 again. Then shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comfort, and I shall know that I'm and the Lord Yahweh have spoken it in my zeal when I have accomplished my fury in them. Right, my fury. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 6, verse 1. Ezekiel chapter 6, verse 1. It said, and the word of the Lord came unto me and say, Son of man, set thy face towards this mountain of Israel and prophesy against them, and say, you mountain of Israel, hear the words of the Lord, a power that thou said the Lord, a power to that mountain, and to the hill, to the river, and to the valley. Behold, even I will bring a sword upon you, and I will restore your high places, and your arches shall be desolate, and your enemies shall be broken, and I will cast down your slain man before you, your items, and I will lay the dead carcass and the children of Israel before thy idol, and I will scatter your bones around about your art. Yeah, man. So we again. Verse 14. So I will stretch out my hand upon them and make the land desolate, yes, more desolate than the wilderness, toward the million and inhabit, and they should know that I am the Lord. Right? Right, man. All right, let's move on. Let's go to Proverbs. Chapter 1, verse 7. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and destruction. Right? The fear of the Lord, man. The fear of the Lord. Let's keep going. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 21. Should cry. Hold on. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of Concord, in the open of the gate in the city. She uttered her words. Say, how long you simple ones will love simplicity, and the scorners delight, and there's scorners and fool hate knowledge. Right? Fool hate knowledge. Verse 23. Turn you at my reproach. Behold, I'll pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I have called, you will refuse. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regards. But you have set at none of my counsel, and with none of my reproach. Also, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear come. Right, you're going to mock when your fear come. When your fear come at desolate, and your destruction come as a whirlwind, distress and anger come upon you, they should call upon me, but I will not answer. They should seek me early, but they shall not find me. Verse 29, for they hated knowledge and did not chose to fear the Lord. Right. You hate knowledge and you do not chose to fear the Lord. Verse 30, there were none of my counsel. There were none of my counsel despise all my reproach. Therefore should they eat the fruit of their own ways and be filled with their own device. For they turn away, the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools should destroy them. Verse 33, but whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safety, and should be quiet, fearing of evil. Right? Evil, man. So you better, man. All right, let's move on. Let's get right into it. I'm trying to get so right, man. So let's go to Isaiah. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the righteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, right? Let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, to our power, for he will abundant pardon, right? Man, so return to the Lord, man. Because it's a fearful thing, man, to fall into the hand of the living power, man. You know, especially suffering, because, you know, the time is coming, man, you know. Time is coming, and people don't want to return to the Lord, you know, and what you gonna call, man, the days with no food, no nothing, man, out here, man. It's bad, gonna be bad out here, man. And you people have no idea what's coming upon the earth, man. And you've been warned. The service of prophets on the highways and byways warning you. Repent, Lord may be found. And this great evil days are coming, man. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. Is that the sword, famine, death, and destruction, right? The sword, famine, and destruction, man. Let's read that again. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. It said, verse 6, for the wicked as city pollute the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled, right? The hopeful works are fulfilled. Verse 7, therefore, I say the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as I touch the wickedness, which I have profaned, committed another, without suffer in those things, in those things that suffer things in those things in which the wicked is exercised themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cry unto me, and the soul of the just complaining continually. Right? Continually. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14, it say, woe unto the world that dwell in them. Right? That dwell in them, man. Let's keep going. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. A man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy his houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? Great tribulation. Let's read it again. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. A man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? For great tribulation. Let me see, I get another close out. 2nd Ezra 16, 18 or 19. 2nd Ezra 16, verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, and the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power should stand in fear. The beginning of evil, what shall I do when those evil shall come? What would I do when evil shall come? Verse 19, behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish and sin and scorns for the unmitigated. So I can mix good that word. Man, what should I do? Man, if you ain't got your hobble by your mouth shut, man. People don't understand. Man. Diminish that word.
Amendment.
Yeah, amendment. Yeah. Okay. Let's say
Revision.
vision.
Alteration.
Alteration. Act.
Change.
Amendment.
Amendment. Let's move on. Just been gone for almost half an hour. Right, a minute. We did again, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 18 again. The beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power should stand in fear. The beginning of evil, what shall I do when those evils shall come? Behold, famine and plagues, tribulation, anger, are sent in scorners of amendment. But for all those things they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be aware or mindful of their scorners. Right? Behold, vision should be in good case upon the earth. They should that they should think themselves to be in good case, even they should evil grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and of others that escape hunger should they sword destruction, and death should be cast out of door, and there should be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to tell the earth, and to sword it. The tree shall give fruit, and we shall gather them. Man, man, so it's best to seek the Lord while he may be found, man. Return to the Lord, man. Return to the Lord, man. You see these things, when these things that come upon the earth, but these people, they gonna have no excuse. They don't know what's going on. Let's go read that again. 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 20. But for all those things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be aware or mindful of the scorners. Right, mindful of the scorners, man. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish, right, of the famine, and other that escape hunger should the sword destroy. Right, man. People so have no idea. Man, great things coming upon the earth. I don't know what else. Isaiah 55. Repent, man. Turn to the Lord, man. Isaiah 55 and 6 again. Read it again. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near, right? Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the righteous man his thoughts, and let him return to the Lord, right? Let him return to the Lord, return to the Lord. And he will have mercy upon him to our power, for he will abundant of pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heaven are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts and your thoughts. So right, man. So you want to return to the Lord, man. And he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundant of pardon. So right, man. So it'll be a time to seek the Lord, man. Or the sword, family, destruction. Man. So that's but it's all right. So yeah, man, you wanna, it's time to seek the Lord. Really didn't have too much. But yeah, I got one more scripture here. Ezekiel. No, just yeah, I'm gonna get this to you. No, I won't just no. Let's go back. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. Rebellious people, man, they're not gonna take heed. And whether they will hear or whether will they forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall they know that have been a prophet among them, right? Among them, man. We again Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. And then whether will they hear or will they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall they know that there have been a prophet among them, right? Among them. Right? They should know that a prophet been among them. So right, man. So hey, return to the Lord, man. Or hey, man, these great things are coming upon the earth, man. So I'm gonna close it out right there. So giving our praise and honor glory to Yahweh by Shema Shah. Double honor to Apostle Brother GMS. Shalom to the hopeful elect.